Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Street Smart Investing. I'm your host, Albert, and I have another good video for you guys. Uh, this doesn't have the exact title I wanted up top here, but I named it the 10 Blank Check Companies. These are also known as uh, SPAC companies. That means Special Purpose Acquisition Companies. So, pretty much, I'm just going to give a quick description. Basically, they're also known as holding companies as well. So, basically, holding companies, blank check companies, SPACs, they're basically companies that are ready and willing to invest. It's like they already have money and equity ready to go, and they're trying to decide what to invest in. So even though they're slightly invested in one kind of category, they want to branch out or try to acquire or try to merge or transition a company and pretty much grow the business and pretty much merge into a better and stronger company. That's pretty much what these companies do. They're really hard to find, and this is the list that I came up with. I've seen this was actually listed to me because I've seen these companies spread out in a few videos, and they're really hard to investigate and find. But here's the list. And the first video that I actually did was actually a general info, and this video is basically the second part of it. So let's begin. So the first I have up, they are called Draftkings. The letters are DKNG. I have it as watchlisted. They have very low debt at the moment because obviously they're still fairly new and not much financial status and history on a few of these companies. But DraftKings has no earnings that I can find, nothing reported yet. And this was last year's estimates. I have nothing for this year. So this is mostly inaccurate since, nothing's up to date. But last year something is something. So in a way, again, this is mostly inaccurate, and this is the best info that I can find. So 150,000 of cash flow, and I have them watch listed. So again, I have them watch listed because they do have potential to be a decent company until further notice. Number 2, Virgin Galactic. The letters are SPCE, and they're awful. I have them at 25% debt. They're not earning anything, and they have positive cash flow. I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong. But as of right now, those are the numbers that I have, and they're not all that good. So they didn't make the list. Next up is Nikola Corporation, NKLA. I have them watch listed. This company has debuted as an IPO, initial public offering. Pretty much a new company in the market. So far they have zero debt, 0.06 earnings per share, negative cash flow of 400K, and they sell electric vehicle trucks. They do want to compete with Ford and outbid and outrun Ford. So that's a company to look out for. I have them watch listed. Next up is Repay Holdings. They're awful. They are RPAY, 46% debt, negative 1.84 earnings per share, positive cash flow, but they're awful anyway. Next up is VVNT, Vivint Smart Homes. Too much debt, 154% debt, negative 0.84 earnings per share, positive cash flow of 218 million. They have a good business model, but too much debt. Next up is Collier Holdings. I mentioned this one in the first video that I did. The debt, I really don't have, I have nothing, no available information for it. Positive cash flow and earnings per share, so I have them watch listed. Potential good company. Next up is Vertiv Holdings, VRT, and they're pretty much awful just because of their debt alone, and they're not earning anything. Next up is Immunovant, IMVT. They barely have any information, but I have them watch listed because they do have potential. I hope they have strong potential, but I could be wrong. Low debt, negative earnings by 0.25, and I don't find nothing for cash flow, but they're pretty decent in my book, so I have them watch listed. Do have potential. Next up, AdaptHealth, AHCO, awful company, too much debt, 104%. Everything is negative in this company. Next up is Allied Esports Entertainment. Last but not least, AESE is the ticker symbol. 40% debt, negative earnings per share, and 1.6 cash flow. So not